And welcome back to another brand new, exciting, super awesome, super fun-filled, you looked forward to super hard
I know I did.
foreign and domestic.
I know it was a week for you, but it was an hour for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. No, it was not. We did not batch record. Why do you guys throw me off so early? Did you not see the dab I just took?
It's just an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like April 9th or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the number we decided on.
Oh, you guys are gonna blow my mind. Well, so it may be April 9th. It could be April 1st. Hell, for all you guys know, it could be January 1st. I'm not really sure. I mean, Trump did bomb the crap out of Syria with 59 Tomahawk missiles like an idiot.
Yeah,
but anybody could have guessed
Yeah,
that.
everyone knows you're psychic, Maya.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody kind of expected it out of Trump. I mean, everybody expects it out of Trump.
I mean, I told some of my friends to invest in that Raytheon stock, and they made a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
I was a day trader for a while, if you guys don't forget. That wasn't
literally
a joke, but
couldn't have forgot that. Yeah. Oh, it was a joke.
No, it wasn't. No, that was a real thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
you worded it a little.
I was a scumbag Republican way back when, and so like day trading was a cool thing, and so I did it, and I made a lot of money, and I lost a lot of money, and then like I gave up on it, and like it led me to hate capitalism and fuck the bourgeoisie and like all those people.
Stocks are gambling anyway.
Oh God,
Everybody's got a system.
It is so garbage. It is so garbage. Once you find out what derivatives are and how shorts work, you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I can make money on nothing. I can make money on guessing right. You can
make money on.
Are you telling me that right?
Promising to buy something at a certain price, not necessarily. Actually, you're just owning the right to own something in the future at a certain price.
Yeah, it's silly.
That's pretty abstract.
It's silly. It's really silly.
And you apparently can infinitely leverage a market that way.
You can. I mean, when you think of how much money is wrapped up inside of the derivatives market, it would blow your... wait, why are we talking about the derivative market and trading and... that's awful. Nobody wants to hear about that.
That's what we talk about when we're high.
Yeah.
Well... I'm too high for all of that. So, moving on. So, I heard big news, much bigger than all that happening to Syria and the U.S. military spending $100+ million on bombing nothing. Is that you guys got a level?
Yeah, we leveled to level 5 in the D&D campaign.
Yeah?
I'm a level 5 arcane trickster.
Yes, he is. He had to fight a dragon to get there.
Yeah, there was a little baby dragon. Nothing too big.
Yeah, it's nothing too big for you, Mr. Arcane Trickster, whatever the piss that is.
Yeah, it's just a rogue, so I get sneak attack, but I also have color spray, so it's like pocket sand.
So you're literally like Rogue from the X-Men.
No.
I
cast wizard spells.
So you have like shiny sparklers coming out of your hands. Like the 90s Rogue.
No, he's
no, that's Jubilee. Sorry,
Jubilee.
No.
Oh my God, did I just get Jubilee and Rogue confused?
Color spray is when you spray, you blind a bunch of people.
Nerd.
It's like a flashbang.
Like a flashbang.
Yeah, you blind everyone.
A flashbang is considered a concussion grenade because it creates a concussive blast, which is
this doesn't
the main thing that throws you off. It's not the flash, it's the concussive blast that really fucking ruins your day. They're seriously not fun. They are literally the worst. The bright flash is fun, and the loud sound is fun over that concussive blast because your entire body just feels icky.
Okay, well, this doesn't do that.
So it's not a flashbang then, is it?
No.
Okay.
More like a video game flashbang, which is what I'm familiar with.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because this says Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I thought it was based on a set of rules and principles, and there was all this stuff.
And they're not really based on reality. They're based off of accounting principles.
Well, then don't compare them to reality, dipshit. What the hell?
He's not comparing them to reality. He's
But
comparing them
Don't
to video
use
games.
metaphors. That's what Maya is saying.
No,
everything should be spoken
I'm
literally.
having way too much fun right now. So, like, what does that mean to level up? Like, how would you compare leveling up to real life? Like, if you had to compare leveling up in D&D to real life, how would you do that?
Well, you don't level up all at once like you do in D&D in real life. So you get enough experience, and you're like, oh, you get these new abilities.
Mm-hmm.
But in real life, you're gaining them gradually.
There's different ways of approximating the process of getting better at something in the gaming world. Like, you could level up in Dungeons and Dragons, or like World of Warcraft had a very skill-based system in the early days.
But how would you compare that to the real world? Like
You really
actual
don't.
real things.
You really don't.
Like when you first get the ability to use, like, in some games you can't use magic right away, or there's certain spells you can't use right away, so you have to wait to get to that level. So is that like you've reached high school? Yay! Like puberty's
It's
happening.
more-
You
it's
you
more
get
like
to use
an-
hormones, and you get
it's
to
an
use your
ex-
muscles
I
because
know.
like your
Yeah.
character, like
you
really,
start out
you-
as an adult.
you guys can't play game theory with me at all, like
And
just a little bit.
No, it's more experience based as opposed to time based. So
Yeah.
if you're out doing a bunch of shit, you'll level up faster than if you were just hanging out.
like the
reading
bulk
books.
of the XP that they made.
Okay, so like how
was
I'm smarter
over
than you guys.
sort of.
subjective.
Yeah.
Well, no,
what?
because if it's real world applications, if we would apply like smarts and superiority based on D&D and real world experiences of going out in the world and of gaining experiences, I have more experience and more trades than both of you. So technically, in the D&D world,
Well,
I'm a higher level, better character than
it
you.
depends on. You might
No,
have a lot of
trades
skills,
are just
but they're
skill
not
points.
always useful.
You know?
Well, no, all my skills are useful. I can use most any hand tool. I can work with
Trades are
most any
known
medium. I
as
can
skills,
build most anything. I can.
And most of those can be done without training in the Dungeons and Dragons world, so trades really count very little to your overall experience.
So trades, being able to use tools and implements, and you craft them with your body. So like,
it's
wait,
called Dungeons
like-
and Dragons, not
so like trades.
sawhorses and
No.
buildings, you know?
But most weapons are crafted after farm implements. A lot of weapons have been crafted after farm implements or hunting implements. We craft them in the weapons from there. Our bodies, warriors' bodies, are strengthened in their off time through farming and working the land and building homes and working their craft. And warriors don't go to the gym. Like ancient warriors in like in a D&D world, they're not going to the gym and like working out. They're like living. So they're having to
This
cut down
is-
trees for
this is more of
firewood.
a
They're having to
medieval
move rocks.
environment.
I'm really
so
kind of
that's actually
losing
what
where
they
you're
do.
going with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
so
actually what they do in the game. Is they basically, if you're like a fighter, your backstory includes you going to fighter school and learning all about how to use martial weaponry.
really.
Yeah,
So it's a medieval setting with fighter schools.
your character is generally richer than the strict commoner. I mean, your stats are also better.
Yeah,
and you
you're-
have better weapons than.
But
your average
even most
commoner.
monks and most martial arts, like I took Taekwondo for 4.5 years.
Hey, if you want to
like,
play D&D, you could play farmer all you want. You know,
Well, no,
you
no,
could
no,
choose
no, no.
a peasant class if you
well,
like.
no. What? Like, see, I'm not peasant class. Like you guys are thinking trades as like just working with your hands, but I was also a millwright
You're
for a long
trying
time.
to
No,
give
so
a
like-
very real interpretation of a game that only approximates reality in a very basic fashion. Trades just aren't really that important in the Dungeons and Dragons world, and it has nothing to do with whether they're valued in real life or not. You know.
Well, okay. Well, and part of the Dungeons and Dragon world that a lot of people are really into. It's a really popular thing. They're called books and stories. And what people do is they buy these books that are based on the D&D universe and D&D rules with D&D characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then people read these books and they have there's fantasy realms and there's all these really cool stories.
Well, I
And
mean,
then
they're
some people
based
like
off
to
of
talk-
campaigns,
And
but
some people like to talk about these stories amongst themselves. They like to talk about fantasy worlds and fantasize about these fantasy worlds in really fun ways.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah? You
Yeah,
guys
I-
Sure
following?
where you're. No, not
No.
really.
No? No?
not even a little.
I've had a lot of trouble following you tonight, Maya.
Yeah, I
I'll be
know.
honest.
I'm gathering that, and you know what? I think so. Whoever's listening, I think there's a number of people that are gonna be fucking laughing their ass off, and another set of people are gonna be like, I still don't get it. So moving on from D&D,
Okay.
what is going on in the Pfeffer Brothers world? What is happening? What exciting things are going down other than massive D&D campaigns and months-long hard-fought-for leveling?
Just a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of smoking weed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of weed you been smoking? You smoke a lot of dry herb, don't you?
Yeah.
We smoke out of...
just got like a little spoon, and then I got a Sherlock, just pipes, various
Yeah?
pipes.
Just
yeah.
pipes? Yeah, you old school. You just simple, aren't you?
Yeah, well, it's not that old. Pipes haven't been smoked out of for much with weed.
Glass
Glass,
has been
anyway.
around since the 60s and 70s. Before that, they
Well,
didn't really
they
make
didn't-
pipes out of glass. They usually made them out of metal or wood.
How old are you guys? How old are you guys?
Anyway.
I'm just
Okay,
saying
so old
that
school
weed
because,
is a
like,
lot older than
2 years older than like twice your guys' age.
the black
and, like,
market is
5
still a
times your
very
guys-
recent phenomenon
Yeah.
compared to. I mean,
they
well,
weren't really popular
legal- yeah, the-
until kind of recently.
yeah,
I don't
most
know.
of the customers
Most
I
of the
kept
time-
talking
I've been
to
going
were,
into Karma since I was a little kid to buy records and posters for my wall, and I've seen glass pipes and spoons and shit in Karma since I was a little kid. So, to me,
Did you buy
considering
those
that
glass
I'm
spoons
30
and
years
pipes?
old, it's old school.
All right.
If
yeah,
I saw
well,
it being sold and just a Karma when I was a kid, it's old school.
Nah, old school
Okay,
is smoking
well,
out of an apple.
Records, old school. CDs, old school. DVDs are being considered old school at this point. Do I need to continue here on what old school applies to a vast majority of
Well-
people out there? Because shit moves fast these days, man.
All right.
Like,
all right.
you go to
All
get
right.
into something, you're like, oh man, I want to go play this new game. You know, it's not a really big game, but it's only like 6 months old. Oh wait, the servers are already dead. Oh, okay. Well, moving on.
Well, that usually only happens with terrible games.
Not necessarily. Sometimes server support just dies.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the game gets too big for the servers, and then they don't have enough money to, like, pay for more and it's a vicious cycle. It's just bad business, I guess.
All right.
I mean, have you guys ever started a business?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah? What'd
Yeah.
you start?
It was a little business called Angry Soft.
Angry Soft.
Yeah, I made an iPhone app. It was called Smoke Log.
So
Basically,
you had to make a company to make an app?
You could either do it as sole proprietorship, but I preferred to incorporate. You know, it costs like $10.
Yeah.
You just go to the Secretary of State. And in Colorado, it's pretty easy to do if you want to do it. You just go on their website and you can have an LLC
yeah,
incorporated in 5 minutes if you wanted to.
Oh, it's easy, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, no,
stupid
it's awful.
easy.
It's fucking awful. Well, no, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have a whole lot of liability to make an app and all that stuff. You don't have like a lot of hardware or software. You
It
don't have the
helps.
employees.
It
Like,
helps put a front, like, even if you don't have any employees and you're still treated like a sole proprietorship for liability and tax purposes, if it says, like, LLC over by where your app was released instead of just, like, your username, it gives your program more legitimacy. And on top of that, if somebody sends you a cease and desist order over some copyright infringement or something, then they treat you more like a business entity rather than somebody that can just kick around.
that's awful. You just want to make an app.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of hoops to jump through.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it's on the Apple end.
Oh yeah. Like the last LLC I was a part of was Indie Couriers. Holy crap. Just go start a company, right? Just all the things you can get involved with, just an LLC, just for making an app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine when you start having employees and you start working with other businesses. Man,
No,
you know how
I've-
many different kinds of insurance there are?
Yeah.
Do you know how many kinds of
there's
insurance
I
there
know
are? Like
there's a lot of
I
insurance.
can
Like,
fathom.
that shit is so expensive. And then when like someone's like, I want you to deliver like $10 sandwiches, but here's the kicker: you need to have $500,000 worth of insurance. All you're doing is just picking up and delivering sandwiches. But you need to have $500,000 of insurance. Like, I got to have $500,000 insurance to deliver sandwiches, but they get to drop like $100 million worth of bombs on Syria for no reason. Just out of the blue. And I have to have $500,000 insurance to deliver a sandwich.
Yeah.
And they get to
It's-
drop a $90 million bomb.
It's absolutely fucked up.
they're about $1 million a piece.
What?
The
Oh, sorry,
missiles,
1.4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then,
It's
but here's
'cause
the
those
thing.
guidance packages are so
Well-
damn expensive.
Well, you got the 1.4 million for the thing, right? How long they been sitting on a ship? And like, okay, so it was cost to build. How much cost to get it on the ship? How long has it been sitting on the ship? How many times has it been maintenance? How many people does it cost to maintain that? How much did the ship cost? How much is
if you
the
think
ship
that's
costing
bad,
the ship there,
1
right?
out of 10 of them dead out. So 10% of them don't even work for one
Well, and
reason or
according to
another.
Russia, who has all the guidance systems and the tracking over there, said like most of them missed. Like only like 23 hit the targets.
Yeah. I mean, that's generally how U.S. ordnance works.
$1.4
The idea
million
is-
a piece. why'd we get missile ships if we could have just kept those old beautiful battleships with like the 152 and the 204 millimeter cannons? We could have just kept those guys. Those guys have incredible range. That air base wasn't more than, what was it, like less than 50 kilometers away from the coast that we're in all the time anyways. And we could have just sat down the coast with like an old battleship like the USS Minnesota or some shit, just lobbed some shells over there and just been like,
Just
"Durr."
some fucking red alert shit.
Guidance missiles are more accurate than
Really?
projectiles. Yeah.
Who gives a shit? We bomb the crap out of them. We carpet
They're
bomb them.
not
Half
one-
our ordnance is sitting over there unused. Then they go and they dig it up, and then they use it against our troops who are driving around in unarmored Humvees. Huh. Wow. But we got enough. We can't. We had trouble. We had trouble getting our soldiers armor on the Humvees to deal with IEDs for the longest time in Iraq and Afghanistan over in the Middle East, didn't we? That was a big problem for a long time. But yeah, we've been making these $1.4 million Tomahawk missiles that like hit like maybe what 40% of the time, 30% of the time, maybe. There's a lot of collateral damage that we keep killing people and blowing up their weddings. Yet, you know what? God damn it, we can't smoke no weed here though. We can't smoke no weed unless it's got to be legal weed. And only Colorado's got legal weed, and these other states like weed's illegal. Yet we can send $1.4 million bombs to blow up people in Syria.
They're not bombs.
They're bombs.
Bombs
They have
do not have a propulsion mechanism.
Okay. Well,
There's
we
a
send
very
we send
clear
some
rocket
we send
motor
a
on
1,000
guided
kilogram payload plus
missile.
of
All right,
explosive material
I'll accept
through a
that
delivery
nomenclature.
system onto other people's soil that we have no business being in.
Yeah, and one of the big concerns are camouflage, Probably some of those missiles didn't explode right away when they hit the ground. They probably buried a little bit in, they exploded, and there's a big blister of dangerous gases that somebody could just step on top of. And
Oh yeah,
crumble
no.
in.
The cost of
real
war
thing.
is just
Yeah,
it doesn't end
those
when the
things are-
fires
yeah.
go out. It goes for years and decades and decades.
there's things like that all over France and Germany and Slovakia because, just World War II.
So why do we keep making bombs?
Because Lockheed Martin makes a lot of money off of it. I know that much.
So why do people keep working for Lockheed Martin? Like someone's making those bombs. Who's making those bombs that goes home at night?
Union
and it's like,
people.
I'm gonna go home and go to sleep because I make bombs that kill brown babies. Yay, I'm Christian. I mean,
think it's just
is that what
union
it is?
people looking
Just union
for-
people? Just,
yeah, a good
I'm
factory job.
just a cog in the machine. I go to work, clock in, clock out. It doesn't matter what I do.
Yeah, give them like 120 grand a year.
It doesn't matter. Like, so you can go make bombs that kill people, and you can accidentally drop bombs on people and send them to the wrong target at no cost and no liability, but you're going to jail for years if you smoke weed in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Even here, if we go step on federal land and a federal park ranger rolls by, what's the law there? Really,
they're
what's the
just-
law?
It's federal law.
It's federal law. So
Yeah.
who's going to jail? Whoever's
Yeah.
smoking weed in
Yeah.
front of the
It's
federal
not-
park ranger.
It's
But
not
no,
necessarily. There's it
hey,
works a
what's
little
the
bit.
law? What's the law?
No, I mean the law is pretty gray area.
Can
with
you
the way-
smoke? Can you light up
They might
and
not
burn?
send you to jail.
No,
I
Can you
think
burn
I'm
a
just
product
saying.
they
on
won't send
federal
you-
park land?
I'm just saying they're not going to send you to jail over a first offense, even if it is a federal.
Well,
law.
I mean, they might send me to jail or maybe a black person to jail, depending on the park ranger.
I
but
suppose that's true.
no, so you're more likely to go to jail for smoking weed outside of a magical line than you are to go to jail for making bombs that kill thousands of millions of people.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of contextual parts to that question.
Well,
There's a lot of
there's a
nuances
lot
to
of things too. Where like, how do people sleep at night? And like, oh yeah, I support the system and all those people in jail for victimless crimes, and I'm gonna go to work with 1,000 other people tomorrow and make kill death machines. Yay! Like,
Dissociation, I
like-
suppose. You compartmentalize and
but like, why? Like, why do we keep doing that though? What benefit is that to us? What benefit are bombs to any of us?
Not a whole lot.
they're not any benefit to me. I mean,
Will they ever be any benefit to you?
not that I can fathom. I don't know.
You can't even fathom. You can't even fathom
Like-
how bombs would be useful to you ever in your life. That is perfect. What about you? Do you need bombs?
No,
No.
not particularly. No.
No. I mean, I love bombs. I love making bombs. I love setting off bombs. I love watching bombs. I like watching bombs being
Wow.
made.
It's fun to watch him not kill anyone.
I love watching people die by bombs.
Okay.
I mean, well, you know what they use, what they put on the videos to pump us up in basics training and tech school is literally the videos that were released. You know, videos that were released and that weren't supposed to be in public and shit, and like just people dying and things blowing up.
Oh,
Those were my
the,
rah cheerleader videos.
Chelsea
Those were
Manning leaks.
No, well, I mean, some of those would like similar. I'm not saying those, but similar. I don't remember timelines, so I can't say if it was those or not. But like, literally, like some of the helicopter videos of like people getting shot up and like the AC-130s and shit just plowing down towns of people and shit, like just murder, death, kill, old Vietnam videos and shit. That was like, yeah, rah, we want to do that too, because that's what we were training to do, man.
Yeah,
Like my
no.
perspective on the world's a tad bit different on what violence is okay and not okay, because I was told by the people that get to decide on what's right and wrong that violence and killing people was admirable, and I would get paid to do it. And I'd get to see the world, and I'd get called a fucking hero to
Well-
kill brown people for just no other reason than I was told to. I mean, so what's use for bombs? I mean, I don't have any use for bombs unless I'm getting paid. I mean, if somebody wants to pay me to blow shit up, I will.
Well, I mean, I guess that's why they do it. The people in the factories,
yeah, I
because
mean,
they're
if you
just
want to pay
getting
me to
paid.
blow up factories and make bombs, I will do it.
and they get to, keep their moderately attractive wife in TJ Maxx, and
Oh, that's awful, man. But that does describe most of America. Aww.
I love me some Ross.
What's Ross?
It's like a TJ Maxx, only better.
I'm not really sure what TJ Maxx is.
it's where you just buy overstock
Yeah.
clothes, I guess.
Irregulars
never been in
or just overstocked. TJ Maxx, I don't like them so much because they don't stock men's shoes. Ross stocks men's shoes. So
Oh.
does Marshall's. Similar store.
Oh.
You got to learn how to shop the thrift out here. That's you could say
I
a
go to
lot of
Goodwill.
money. They're kind of picked over clean because
See that closet right there?
yeah.
That's the entirety of my clothing right there. It's not much.
Hmm.
90%
about as
of
much as
that.
I got.
90% of that came from Goodwill. Literally 90% of that came from Goodwill.
Here?
The other 10% came from Emily's high school box of full. She had a big couple boxes of clothes from high school that seemed to magically fit me when nothing else did. So her high school clothes fit me. So that's literally like half of what I wear. Like man,
Okay.
I got the thrift down. Like it's called don't need clothes.
Well, out here,
I was wondering why you were naked right now, Maya.
I mean, the other day when I was tripping balls, I took my shirt off. I don't have any titties, so it's not like I was showing anything off. But
Have you seen that genderless nipple Instagram page?
no.
It's just pictures of nipples zoomed in so close that you can't tell if it's a man or a woman. And it was driving them nuts.
Well, see, here's the thing: of like, I post pictures of my nipples. Right now, Facebook will come after me. I would get banned and reported as nudity. But like, and everyone's gonna call me a dude and be like, "You're just some like tranny faggot," and like whatever. And it's like, but I can't show my nipples. Like, free the nipples, man. Show, and why has everyone got to cover up their nipples all the fucking time? Like, we have to wear clothes, and we have to wear all these heavy clothes. Like, we go to parties and we go out and shit. We have to wear all these clothes, and people wear suits to nice dinners and stuff. So you have to spend all
I
this
like
time
wearing
and money,
a good suit sometimes, though.
all the time and money on cooling or heating the building, and everything else is like, why don't we just like, why aren't clothes smarter? Why don't we smart clothes better? Exactly.
because they
right.
put GPS trackers in them.
Well, no, like why don't we have like like sometimes when you think of like the future and stuff,
Suddenly
right?
a stingray is gonna pick up your signal while you're just walking down
Or
the
like
road. and
like elves and like different like
then-
ancient races or like way in the future, like people don't have these massive
Are you
wardrobes.
suggesting
Yeah.
we invent mithril? Is that
Right.
what I'm gathering from you?
Are
No,
we
I know,
supposed
I-
to look through the history of elves and draw inspiration from that? That's
I mean, we could pull inspiration from like anything. Is what I'm pointing out.
I
Is like
suppose, but-
futuristic stuff, or whatever. Is that like kind of like tunics, just simple clothing, useful
I
clothing.
think we
like
should all wear rings like on the Jetsons. I think everything should have rings around it.
what do you mean?
just
the
like
rings.
clothing rings.
Yeah, clothing rings.
Like
What the fuck are you talking about?
You've never seen
Like-
Futurama or
I've seen like Futurama Jetsons and shit, but what rings?
well, I mean there was
they have rings on their clothes.
yeah
Like his collar is a bunch of rings and
like there's a ring. Your collar is a ring. Like I have
No,
like a
no,
V cut
they'll
neck,
have,
but
like-
like they're giant hoops. you
yeah,
know?
they'll have like She
Like
has
they-
like
the
they're-
rings,
they're
What are they
large-
attached to?
the clothing.
Yeah.
Like with what? Like metal or some shit?
No,
There's animation, so they don't need to
No,
fix it
they're like-
anywhere on the garment, really.
they're like long, flat rings, like Saturn's rings.
Yeah, around stuff.
Really?
Yeah, you.
That's absurd. Why would that be a
Oh my
thing?
god!
Why would you do that? What?
There's
What's
a whole
the point of
Futurama
that?
Because
where they
Hanna
go to a-
Barbera, decided that rings around clothes was futuristic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
That's
s-
basically
yeah,
how it
like
worked, yeah.
Saturn rings.
Yeah,
but
Like- yeah.
Saturn rings are made up of like small bits.
you
of
were not a
material and held in
cultured
by, like-
child, were
Okay,
you?
yeah.
No, I've watched like a shitload of Jets. There's no rings in my head. Like I
Oh,
don't
there's
get
rings. Oh, you're missing out on the rings,
They're always like around the shoulders
Hmm.
and
or
What?
like around the legs, or around the hips, or something. Just
What?
rings, yeah, like
Yeah.
Saturn rings.
Like around like each leg or all the way around.
It depends on the outfit,
Yeah.
or the character model. They had different character
That is
models. but-
absurd.
you're
Sure.
really
No.
not understanding any of this. Like you don't
Yeah.
remember any rings.
There's an episode
Like
of
okay, like I just don't
Futurama
get like
that
how is it
explained
being held onto the clothing? Like
It's
what's
just a
supporting
part
it?
of the clothing.
Yeah, it's held on by cartoon magic.
But wouldn't that be kind of fucking weighty? Like, what was the point behind that?
It
Or was he
was-
just like, "Hey, Future's gonna have
Because
stupid
it's-
shit"?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
it was. You're
Yeah.
talking about a show made in the 50s about the year 2000.
Like I got Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
I got Yogi Bear.
They didn't get a
Hey,
lot
woo-hoo.
right with the
Give me that
Jetsons.
pig in the
Really,
basket.
it was a very. It was like a lot of just appliances.
Yeah.
Everything was appliance based. There were no computers or internet or anything in the Jetsons.
Did you ever hear that theory that the Jetsons live above the Flintstones? The
Yeah,
Flintstones
yeah.
are the poor people that live on the surface
Yeah,
world
but that
of the
doesn't pan out
Jetsons.
because they actually did go to the surface once.
Okay.
And-
But
and it was
the
kind of
cool thing about
explained
fan theories
is
is
that-
you can believe them even if there's like a scene that contradicts it. 'cause
No, the
fuck
best
it.
fan theories are the ones that are actually like plausible, but it's just
It's
they're
fiction,
not
so
above
it's
the
feel
not really
clouds.
plausible.
They're not above the clouds. They're not a city in the sky. They're a city above the smog and the death and the ruined earth below. That was the sad reality behind that cartoon.
Yeah, but that plays into the Flintstones angle because the Flintstones
Yeah.
are in a dystopic environment. They,
At a
they're-
different
they
time.
are in the future. It just also
well,
is dominated
if they're
by
in the
wild
future,
beasts.
it's
and,
it's a
Yeah.
dystopia.
Well, no, the Flintstones are in the future.
yeah.
The Flintstones are after the.
according to
the
this fan theory, the
Yeah, yeah, no,
Flintstones are
yeah,
in
I
the
agree with
future
that
too.
one.
Yeah,
I think you were saying they were living like I've heard the ones where they're like at the same time.
yeah.
Like the Jetsons.
Yeah,
No,
well,
that's
they
what we're
fly
talking
down
about.
and meet the Flintstones.
Well,
there
that
is
even happens
there
in
is
an
a
episode.
movie. Well, it's a movie.
Is
The-
it? I don't know.
The
Well, it's a
Jetsons
time
meet the
travel thing.
Flintstones.
It's a
Is
time
it?
travel.
It is
thing.
a time travel thing, but we don't know how long they traveled.
Okay.
Theoretically.
No, well, I'm thinking that the
It could be
Flintstones come
between
way
1 second
after
and
the
a
Earth
million
has
years.
died and the Jetsons' civilization has long died out, and that the last humans left on the surface eventually come to be the Flintstones way after the Jetsons.
That's what you're saying. Is that
Okay.
the Flintstones
Like the
are
Wall-E
way
thing.
after.
Yeah, like the
Like-
Wall-E thing. Like it's
Like the
way after
Morlocks
everyone's
in the
been.
time machine.
So you're
Yeah.
thinking the Jetsons go into the future to meet the Flintstones.
Yeah,
Okay, I can
Yeah.
dig that.
like that's like.
As
but that,
long
that-
as it's not normal.
As,
Like-
as long as it's interesting and it makes you watch the series a little bit differently the next
yeah,
time.
it's not. Nah.
well, it's like the what's the different way to watch Star Wars where you change the order. The what's it called? What's the more popular one? The machete order. Have you ever heard of that?
Is that where you go 4 to 6, 1 to 3, then 7?
Oh no, that sounds awful. That's like, yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. You skip a couple. You don't need like the first two. They're just no. You skip the first two.
There's still Star Wars movies.
Yeah, no. When you watch the machete order, it's like trying to make it one giant long movie, and so it's like one cut, right? Giant machete, or one cut, and so you technically don't need the first two if you're gonna watch it all at once. And that's the case to be made. Like, there's a lot of different recommended orders. Like, there's actually things where, like, they're like, if you have the DVD set, watch scene here through here, skip scene through here, and then skip to this DVD, and like you can
you
go.
make your own supercut, huh?
Yeah, like
Damn.
there's all kind of. Well, they just released it. It hit Pirate Bay. I think it hit a bunch of other places, but someone just released a like hour and like a 2-hour long cut of Breaking Bad. The entire,
Oh, yeah.
the entire series, Breaking Bad, the movie or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
remember hearing about that. They
I
cut
just
out
kind of
all
refused
the-
to watch it,
Oh.
like because
Well, they cut out all the stuff about like Hank's wife stealing stuff. And,
Like I'm on season 3 right now on my
know.
rerun. Like I haven't watched it for like I guess a year and a half, but I was on season 3, and I got to pick up there, so I can't watch the movie because like there's so
I
much
love that
cheering
show.
for Jesse. There's so much cheering for Jesse.
I love how slow brewing that show is.
I hate that
Condensing it
bitch
down
though.
to-
I hate that bitch for like a couple
Skylar?
seasons. Skylar doesn't get good until a while.
She's desperately trying to keep her family together. I don't know.
That's dumb. I don't get it. Why? Why?
Because
it's
she
not in her
loves her
best
family.
interest.
And she
No, she
has
doesn't.
a disabled son who needs.
She ends up
more
realizing
attention
she
and-
hates every last bit of her family. All of them. She does not
No.
like any of them.
She loves Walt Jr.
Yeah,
No, she
Walt
doesn't. Walt
Jr.'s
Jr.'s a little shit.
Walt Jr. is the one piece of unspoilable family member there. He's the only one that that no one can touch. You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's the one character everyone should fucking leave alone, and they all dick with him.
Yeah.
Every single person has an agenda for him, something they want from him,
Well,
something
isn't
they
that
need
how?
him to be.
Isn't that what growing up is?
Yeah.
No, I mean that's how we treat mental illness. Is that hey, you're really good at focusing on shit. Here, do this for me. That's kind of basically what they're trying to do. How can I use this child to its best ability? Like it's handicapped. How do I use this child? And everyone's arguing over how best to use this child. And like I guess that is a part of growing up, but like it's a really stupid part and unnecessary part of growing up that doesn't need to continue to happen to people. But that show was. Oh, by the way, did you guys watch Rick and Morty? Right, you guys went and
We
watched
did.
it.
Yeah.
Did you notice that Rick's house looks oddly familiar
Yeah.
to another
I
house?
did
Does it
see
not?
that.
Mhm.
My buddy sent me a mem, as you say. I'll use the native language of Maya's house.
My house.
Yeah, it was just a side-by-side picture.
Yeah.
There's no tree in the Rick and Morty, though. There's a big tree.
I mean, would you want to have to animate a fucking tree? I mean, there's a real tree in real life, but they probably didn't actually want that tree there in real life because it was probably fucking up their shots. But they couldn't cut it down, so like Rick and Morty was like, "Hey,
Oh,
let's
I'm
not
sure
put
they
it in
could've
a
I feel
cut it
like they
down.
could have, they probably could have cut it down or just picked a different house without a tree.
HOAs, man. HOAs plus trees, man. It's hard to get trees
How
going to
strong
grow
are
in
the
Albuquerque.
HOAs in Albuquerque?
It depends on where you are. There's quite a few gated communities because unlike here, Albuquerque's a little bit rougher of a city.
I've heard
All
that.
around. It's a lot like
Yeah,
when
I heard
I
there
was
was
there.
some meth
I
use
was
out
I
there.
was there from 2005 to 2009ish, I guess 8, 9ish, and
Before
they
things really went downhill there.
there was parts of town where like when they gave us our brief, black people weren't supposed to go to here, white people weren't supposed to go here. If you looked Mexican, you weren't supposed to go here. And there was parts of towns that like certain people just weren't welcome. Like cops were going to pull you over. Like if you were military, don't drive your car with your base sticker downtown and park it by the college on Central and by the college and shit where like all the clubs and shit are because they're going to fuck up your cars. They'll bust out your windows and shit and they'll scratch your car and whatever else. And like it wasn't a fucking real friendly goddamn town. Like when I got arrested, I had gotten drunk at one side of town. We were driving across the other side of town, and I guess I jumped out of a moving vehicle, and I went in some fucking rough parts of town. Oh boy, that was rough. And the cops were like, "I'm surprised a white person survived," and like. I was really surprised too because I drove back through there a little while later, and I was like, "Oh my God!" There's like driving through there in the middle of the day. You got people looking at you like, "You're white. You're driving a decently nice car. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Get out of here. You're gonna attract attention here. This isn't the drug selling street, or this isn't this street, or like you had to learn where to go." But there was a lot of gated communities. Is my point. Then I guess is that like a lot of people live behind these little gates and stuff, and so HOAs, sort of like me, I work nights. I happen to have 3 vehicles. My ex-wife had a car, I had a Mustang, and a pickup truck. Well, my pickup truck would sit out front, and I'd parked it one way, and it always sat that way. So I would drive to work, and then I'd come back and park it before anybody else had, noticed. They were all inside when I left for work, and then they were all getting up and going to work, so they always saw my truck parked there. It got towed twice. I kept telling them, hey, I work nights. That truck does move. So you know what I did? I built a wall in my front yard, like a brick wall, like a little low half brick wall. It was a zero-scaped front yard with a little tiny tree that just would refuse to grow. And I just decided I was going to park my truck in my front yard. And so I just drove it directly into my front yard over the brick wall and everything and never fixed it. There's bricks all over the sidewalk and they never talked to me ever again. Not a single fucking person ever said a goddamn thing to me about where I parked my cars after that. So yeah, no, I mean there was some shit, but that's kind of anywhere. But Albuquerque was weird. Like I'd come back from a job in Plainview, Texas, and we'd got back at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, man, I just want to go inside and go to sleep. So my one of my buddies that worked with me lived right across the street. Jeep, I'm like, Jeep, go home. I'm gonna go inside and go to bed and curl up with my wife at the time. And I had an alarm set on my truck. We just had a couple bags and a couple toolboxes and stuff, and we'd kind of tried to cover it up in the back of my truck. And we come out at 6 a.m. Half all my shit's gone. They stole like $12,000 worth of shit out of the back of my truck. I lived in a decent neighborhood. Like the median house price was like $160,000, and that was back in like 2006.
Back when that was
when I bought the house
price.
Yeah, and that was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house and whatever. And like, I was like, what the fuck? I was on the outskirts of town, really. Like my neighborhood was basically the last neighborhood before it was the expanse of desert. And I'm like, who the fuck's coming way the fuck out here to steal shit in my truck that's only been here for 3 hours? This is absurd. It had to be one of the neighbors or some shit. Oh, this is bad. Found out later that like the neighbor's house, no one knew. No one knew until after the person bought the house. And they got the police report that everyone had tried to cover up. That the house was used as a meth house. They were making meth in this house. None of the neighbors knew. All the neighbors had liked that particular neighbor. They weren't bad people. And 2 people had been murdered in it.
Oh,
This
wow.
lady had been living in a house for 2 months already. They had to go in and rip out all of the pipes from the street up to the house. They had to rip out all the pipes because meth taints the pipes. It'll sit in the pipes and shit. And no one knew. And the realtor like was hiding it or some shit. Like it was just awful. And everyone's like, are you fucking kidding me? There was a meth lab there? And everyone's like, no way. People lived there for like 2 years. No one knew. No one. No one had a fucking clue. And all my neighbors were decently chunky. So, like, I knew none of them were meth heads. Because, like, you can't do meth and stay fat. But, hey, I think this is a good place to stop. And we're going to go take our smoke break. And, which, if you haven't seen yet, it's because, well, technical errors. Shut the fuck up. There'll be more. But we're going to go take that. And we'll be right back.
All right.
All right. And we're back. We're back from what? I don't
Our
know. We
smoke break.
smoked.
Yeah,
We
are we
smoked a little
back?
bit.
We're not entirely back.
We're
I think
less
part
back
of me
now
might be
than-
in the living room.
Yeah, part of me might be taking a dab right now.
Yeah, I can't remember. How long were we out there for? I don't even
I
remember.
think we took like a good hour break or so, you know.
Was that
It was 1 minute.
1 minute?
Yeah, TV magic. Or
I mean, it depends on
podcast
how
magic.
much. I told Spangle Bear that he has the break in between our show to put whatever he wants in there. So he might be throwing all kinds of fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Maybe
That's a scary
like an
prospect.
audible
This might be a
pitch.
4-hour-long podcast. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. This might be the last like half hour. The last half hour is 6-hour podcast.
Just combines us with all the new podcasts.
No, he just sandwiches 3 hours of audible commercials in between the 2 half-hour segments.
Oh God, that'd be awful. Oh, that'd be awful. I'm so sorry if that happened. I'm so sorry if that's a real thing.
But whatever is happening, we definitely know about it because we listen to our podcast.
Yep, I've listened to every episode as of. I haven't listened to any of them quite yet.
I have. I've listened to all of them because I edit them and I do stuff to them. So like I've listened to all of them.
Well,
But you know what? Was I talking about? I talked about my closet earlier, right? I pointed to my closet.
Yep.
yep,
did not
everyone
mention
saw you point to your
How
closet.
nothing is in my closet. Like there's like literally like it's just a normal size like spare bedroom size closet. And with like okay, if you guys are looking at it, like with the one half, see where that green shirt is? Everything.
Yeah, everyone sees where
That's
the green
literally
shirt is.
3/4 of the way over, right? Everything on that side is garbage. It's not mine. So literally only 3/4 of that closet's mine. And I would say probably about half of that doesn't fit anymore. So only half of a single. So no, about 1/4 of a normal spare bedroom closet is what I was referring to.
She's bragging about how little shit she has in her closet, but
It's epic.
it looks like a lot of shit to me.
Yeah, and like I said, half of it's not doesn't fit, and like a lot
You're
of it's not
talking
mine.
about a guy who wears the same shirt to work every day.
I would too. Well, no, if anybody that's ever
basically
followed
a
me on
collar at this
Facebook would
point.
know that
It's a
like,
collar he wears underneath a sweater.
Yeah.
I used to wear nothing but tie-dye shirts and like 3 different pairs of work pants or my kilt to work with Rupert because it's like I'm destroying every piece of clothing I'm wearing right now. Why would I care?
Yeah.
I'm wearing his charity shirts and like
Yeah, ever
pants
since I
that are
did
destroying.
truck driving, I've just liked working in jeans, you know? They're nice and hardy, and if you snag it on like a metal burr or something, you don't cut yourself right away necessarily.
Nah, you get that good fabric. I got a pair. I'll show you a pair of what real pants look like. It's a company called Blocklotter, Blakladder. I
Does
don't know. It's
Walmart
weird.
sell them for $20 a piece, brand new?
No, they're
Oh, I got
about
excited there.
150 something odd bucks brand new.
Oh.
That is too much money for pants.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
au
say I'd
contraire.
rather
I could
buy-
wear a trash bag for much cheaper.
I'd
it
rather
depends on what you do. Because for me, they were the best pants ever because they're reinforced. They've got reinforced knees and they've got a built-in pocket for knee pads, which is super helpful.
Ross will charge me
have-
$15 for a good pair of jeans. Why would I not buy 10 pairs of jeans?
Because they're gonna fall apart in like 3 seconds.
No. As long as you shop the labels, you got to make sure you get them when they have the labels there.
I'm gonna show you a pair of these Blockladder jeans, and
I'm sure they're wonderful. I'm sure they've got
like
Kevlar
the kilt was
Yeah.
like
and,
$200.
I'm sure it'll stop a knife like the
No.
the Batman
No, it would not.
suit
No.
or something.
They have built-in pockets, and they have like
built-in pockets.
no built-in like flapper pockets, like
Like I
you
don't
know,
have to
like-
sew my own pockets
No,
on my
They're
own
no,
pants.
cargo pants.
No. They have like up at the top. They have like on what
Are they
on
like
some of
molly
them.
pockets? Do they like hook on?
They
to
have some
loops?
molly bits on them, but
Oh,
you know,
that's
like
cool.
so you have like a tool belt, right? And you have like those pockets that have like those they're designed, and you can put like a bunch of nails in it and screws in it, and like just your odds
Okay.
and ends, right? Those are built into them, so you pull them out, and so they have like they're literally real work pants. So you know, like when you go to you go to the store and they're like, these are like work pants. They have like that shitty little like belt loop for like the like your
Oh
hammer
yeah, I
or
never
something.
use those.
Like the painter's jeans. No,
because
these
the claw
are real work
on the
pants.
hammer will rip those every single time.
Yeah, not these pants. These pants are made to be worked in, and it was like, oh my god, I paid over $100 for a pair of pants like the first time in my life, and I paid over $30 for a pair of pants the first time in my life, and oh my god, they took everything I had to throw at them. Those things were fucking indestructible, and they were comfy, and it was like, this is pride in
You
your
see-
product. This is a piece of clothing purpose built.
If I bought that, it would be my only pair of pants.
Yeah, no, I wore them every day. I
I
washed
would
them
rather
every
own
3
10
days, depending on
pairs
how
of
dirty I got.
jeans, honestly, though. I mean, they sound like really impressive pants.
Yeah, you wear a pair of jeans and you work in those things. Yeah, your knees are gone. Like I used to do trim carpentry,
Mhm.
and so you're on your knees nonstop because you got to put in
Get knee
base, right?
pads. Like I
Ah,
got shitty knees, so I would probably
Nah.
wear knee pads.
They slow you down. Only pansies wear knee pads. They cut off circulation because you're like this.
you just
You're
gotta-
not sitting down. You're completely squat down because you're scooting along the floor to lay all of these pieces of base. So you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're doing like along a
you're
wall.
squat
You're doing.
walking.
Well, no, you're not squat walking. You're literally
Oh.
sliding around my knees on fucking particle board. You know, on flooring.
Get some really nice knee pads and
Yeah,
wear those.
You know, really nice knee pads. You know how long those stand up to sliding on stuff?
How long?
Not long. They fall apart. There aren't knee pads under $50 that you can use for trim carpet. No, it's a product of the thing. If you want to move fast and you want to do your shit right and you want to get paid and actually make money, you got to move fast. You can't do that with knee pads.
Oh, you could do something. You could do an ace bandage with some gauze. Or,
I mean, I'm just not gonna get that job.
yeah, I think
and
that's where
Then I
I'm
won't
at.
need the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
It-
you eat through jeans. Like you're like it just. I'd go to like Goodwill and just buy jeans just to cut up, and I'd buy jean jackets just to cut up to like cover the holes in my jeans because like it was awful, man. Like they don't make good clothes for ain't nobody. Like they don't
Nah.
make purpose built clothes for anybody, do they? Like no, if you want to be a hiker or a jogger or a bicyclist, yeah, they've got all kinds of clothes for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if you want to be into fashion, oh they've got all the clothes for you. But if you work and you do something or you have a trade or skill or anything else,
Mhm.
yeah, go fuck yourself.
My
Well,
old roommate used
design
to
some
dress in
pants.
like his real nice clothes and painting them all the time. So most of his clothes were just ruined, really nice clothes he wore 3 or 4 times.
Ruined?
Yeah, because they were just covered in paint or they were torn from the job
Oh
site.
yeah, painting, especially because when you paint, you caulk.
Mhm.
Well, you got to do something with all that caulk you got all over your fingers.
Mhm.
Well, I think I still have a couple of my old black T-shirts. I used to just buy packs of like Hanes black T-shirts with a single pocket. So because those single pockets hold a cigarette and a lighter, or a pack of cigarettes and a lighter really well. That's what you use them for, right?
Mhm.
And I smoke, so
I imagine that might be by design.
yeah, I think so. But so you wipe them right here. So I had like shoulder armor of like caulking and paint and shit. 'Cause you wipe it right here because that's the best place to wipe it, and you're not gonna rub yourself right there, except when you're rubbing it off. So that's just where you rubbed it. So I have a couple shirts that just have like my shoulder like they have like shoulder pads like half an inch deep, like fucking caulk, man. Oh, you can't wash that shit either, because like if you try to wash that, it's gonna end and it's gonna be awful, and your washer's gonna explode and it's gonna be full of a lot of little pieces, and then your mom's gonna come and yell at you, and then your wife's gonna get pissed off. And why is your wife and mom in the same place?
Because they're both yelling at
Because
you.
you're Mormon.
Because, yeah, I was going to say because you married her.
Oh, you.
Ooh, you
Ooh.
took it.
Ooh.
I don't know
very-
why.
Why would you?
You
why
took
would
it to
you
a
say
very
that?
Utah
Why would
place.
you? Yeah, I just said Mormons. You had to like straight up like explain that shit. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to go that deep.
It was
man.
funny conceptually.
Yeah, like why do you got to open the box like that? Like
Yeah,
Pandora's
Jesus,
box is
Chris.
supposed to be closed. Don't you know like the lore of Pandora's box?
It's supposed to leave some, a little mystery.
Yeah.
Leave a little innuendo for the audience.
Yeah, I'm sure that terrific joke you had was just ruined.
You just kind of ruined the
was,
implementation.
Was there a joke? Was I telling a joke? I'm not very good at jokes because a joke requires like thought and planning.
Continue the joke.
Everything just falls out of my mouth. Like there's no planning to anything that ever comes out of my mouth, man. Like there's usually planning behind your guys' words, right? Like you think about what you're gonna say before you say it, right?
Sometimes, not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay, what about
Yeah.
you, Chris?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, you ponder.
It's
before
usually
you
the
speak?
more I'm talking, the less I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it.
that's kind of where I am. Sometimes I'll just talk and it'll
I'll
be
s-
nothing.
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
like 5 words, and I'll spend a long time thinking about them, and then I'll say 500, and I won't have thought of a single one of
Yeah,
them.
just hot air.
Yeah.
God, that's all. Like that's all I am, though, man. That's
Yeah.
all. I'm just words
you're-
rain out of
you're
my
at the-
mouth. Sometimes they're coherent.
We visit the 2 extremes. You're just at the one extreme. Is that what I'm gathering?
Yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
I never get as extreme as Maya, I would say.
That would be fun to see. I think about the only way we could see that happen is a little cocaine laced with a little bit of meth,
Oh,
and
man.
then maybe and some alcohol. No weed, no downers allowed. So alcohol's
Alcohol's
a
a
downer, but
downer.
like after you're rolling for a while,
Alcohol
then you
just
take a
makes
couple
me sick
shots. And then,
sometimes.
Methamphetamine's the real downer, though.
Because you lose your
Ooh.
teeth.
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
teeth are falling on my head. I'm missing like 7 of them.
Yeah. It
It's just you
happens.
can't see it because they're all in the back. Ha! It's not because of meth, though. I've never done meth. No one's ever offered me meth.
Hmm.
No one ever. No one's ever offered me
And
meth.
you lived in Albuquerque.
I lived. I lived in Kingman, Arizona, which is just north of Golden
Oh
Valley,
my
which
God.
is
I know where Kingman,
the meth
Arizona is.
capital of the world. Yay! Well, that's where
Are
all
you
the
sure
meth
it's
in
not
Vegas comes from.
Delphi? Delphi,
well,
Indiana?
Well, I'm not. I didn't mean the world, but yeah, well, Delphi, Indiana. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Like people out in Kingman, like people out in the Golden Valley would like live in like half-sunk buses. Like they would like drive a bus out there,
Yeah.
bury it halfway in the sand, and like this is home now.
Oh, I've been to Kingman. It's not far from the California border. It's
I'm not talking about Kingman. I'm talking about the Golden Valley, which is
Oh.
south of that. Kingman's actually a very beautiful, quaint little town.
Okay.
I loved it. There was a place there called That Damn Bar, and it was a bar
Huh.
referring to a dam. And the girls there were all beautiful and the nicest women ever. And I went there every night after work, and almost every night. And I drank a lot of alcohol. I drank a lot of blue motherfuckers at that bar. A lot. I probably drank at least 200 at that bar.
Blue motherfuckers or
Adios.
adios motherfuckers?
Adios motherfuckers.
Oh my God.
But it's blue, so in my head I pictured it, and so I said blue. But
Oh my God.
adios motherfuckers, and then
I had one of them in Santa Barbara.
I would get the prime rib there, and then sometimes I'd fall asleep, which you're not supposed to do at bars, I guess, and they'd yell at me, and I'd have to leave. I was one of those drunks.
You just tip.
Yeah.
And
Very well.
sometimes, I would dance with the old ladies who would come in there, and they'd square dance, and I would pole dance for the old ladies sometimes. I was a very attractive, handsome young man back then. Yeah, if anybody knows what I look like based on, like, you're hearing me, so if you don't know what I look like, that would be a shock. But,
They
Yeah.
can't see you through the podcast, Maya.
No, but some people
If they
have
check out
been
They
the
able-
can't
smoke
see
break,
your
though.
closet. And they can't see.
Yeah.
I forget that sometimes. And I took a little orange pill earlier, and it slowed me down a little bit, so I'm not as smart as I
You're
once
feeling
was.
pretty
So,
orange.
are we going to talk about Rick and Morty? Because I remember we
Oh shit, Rick
broached
and
broached
fucking
that
Morty.
topic last week.
How do you bring down like Rick and Morty's basically? You know who Rick is?
Yeah, I know who Rick
Yeah,
is.
he's basically
Ron Paul.
He's
In the Fed. He ended the Fed.
He did
ended
end
the
the Fed.
fiat
He did
currency.
end the Fed.
Rick is Ron Paul.
Yeah.
Ron Paul. Ron.
I remember that
Oh.
whole scene. Good pitches, kids. I'm almost proud.
Like,
just changed the currency
Hey,
to equal 0.
he collapsed the entire Galactic Federation by changing their currency from being worth $1 to worthing $0.
Well, and the only thing it was compared to was itself
yeah.
Yeah.
because it was the single currency.
Yeah.
So that's the exchange rate. It's
Yeah.
1 for 1.
Yeah. You don't need more
Then
than
it's
one.
1 for 0, and
And-
no one knew what to do.
And then it was just complete chaos and then they panned to the next scene was like in the Oval Office, right? The future Oval
Yeah.
Office or the racist Oval Office and they're like, "Wait, what who's paying me to say any of this? Who's paying me to care about any of this? Who's going to pay the soldiers?" And like they'll do it for their honor and for their country and for their blah blah blah. Wait, who's paying me to like tell them that? Who's paying me to yell this? And it was like that's basically it. Like literally, you could end the government if you just said your monopoly money means nothing to us anymore. Bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Al Capone. How do you
Just
stop
need-
Al Capone, a gangster? Stop doing their drugs. Stop buying their alcohol. Stop drinking their shit.
Yeah.
Just fuck them. Stop paying taxes. Like if everyone literally think of how much time we spend. They say we spend like $4 billion. No, that seems like really low. We spend a lot of money worth of time filing our taxes, right, and spending
Yeah.
money on taxes and everything else. And like if we just stopped doing all of that hard work for them and said, "Come get it,"
Yeah.
all of us just said, "Hey, we'll give it to you. You just have to come tell us exactly how much we owe you, and you have to come and get it.
Yeah.
We're not going to bring it to you and mail it to you and file it and do all this other stuff. You just come and get it." Okay. How many? Really? How long do you think that'd be sustainable? Really?
They couldn't come after everyone. They'd
They
have
wouldn't.
to hit.
No.
They
Who are they
would
going to
hit-
hire to do it?
They would hit big targets.
Who are they going to hire to do it in this country? See, in like Germany, you got
Well,
the
they'll
brown
pay 'em
shirts
with
and the
Chinese money.
Well, no, like, what are you going to do? You're going to get somebody to drive like 100 miles out in the middle of nowhere in like Minnesota to fucking collect somebody's
No,
taxes?
they can't get those, but they can go to get the rich people in New York or the rich people who aren't smart enough
They
to
can get
evade
past
They
the
just
taxes.
door
have to
guards,
make
the
some
really big,
examples.
scary door guards, and the gate codes and the gates. Really?
Well,
you think rich people are going to
When you
honestly
were
pay their
setting
fucking
this
taxes?
up, you're like, hey, let's all just say, come and get it.
Yeah. You think people are going to make it easy, though?
Okay.
Now, I want to bring up another topic that was brought up in the recent Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah.
That is the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah, what about it?
I'm just curious about it.
It
Looks,
never actually existed.
It never actually
It
existed.
No,
existed.
Mulan sauce to Szechuan sauce was never. It was a proposed thing. There was commercials, but it never actually hit the United States or Europe. Like it was never an English
I'm
person
pretty
thing.
certain it
I'm
did.
looking this up right now.
No, it wasn't a thing. Like it literally wasn't a thing. Yeah, it was. Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
you
didn't
know
bel-
what, you motherfucker, just roll with it. Roll with it.
we just don't know to what end
Play
you're
a
going.
prank,
Yeah.
on people I'm never gonna see, and
Hey, you might
But,
see him.
but the Bernstein or Bernstein? Bernstein
What?
or Bernstein?
That's
Berenstein.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
because that's how my mom always pronounced it. So
Berenstein.
that's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, but how's it spelled?
Oh, I don't
know
fucking
off the
know.
top of my head.
Yeah, the Mandela
Anyway,
effect, man.
I
the
never
Mandela
knew
effect.
how it
back
worked.
to Szechuan sauce. The thing I want to point out is, I mean, it looks like this is a viral marketing campaign. Honest to God, it looks like they're trying to take a show with a lot of viral capability, and they're trying to push a.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I think
It
they're
wasn't.
trying to push.
It wasn't
Szechuan
even
sauce.
popular when it was released.
Yeah.
No, it's a
Yeah.
joke.
Well, I mean, there's
It's
another.
a joke. It's
well,
hilarious.
well, that's
No.
the thing.
On the front of
thing
it,
is,
it's just like some
Isn't
random.
there a new Mulan movie coming out soon?
Yeah, but
No, what is
You
it?
don't
What-
think this is cross promotion? You don't
No,
think
I
this
don't.
is?
I
you
don't think
this is
McDonald's would want their brand associated with Rick and Morty at all.
You don't
No,
think that they're
what-
trying to capture the millennial market? They're
No, they're
losing those
making-
people every
no.
day.
No, they're making fun. What does Rick and Morty do? It makes fun of everything, right? It's making fun of nostalgia.
It doesn't mean
Rick's
they don't,
biggest
they
weakness
can't
is fucking
cash a
nostalgia.
paycheck.
Some stupid
I
fucking
think Dan
sauce.
Harmon, the show creator, just got really fucking into this sauce when it was out, and
Mhm.
he would always beg them for as much
You
as they
think
would
he's
give him.
using his show to
He
get
might-
some sauce?
Like I wouldn't put it past him to like try to
I think he's got
do
a
a
big fat
grassroots
McDonald's
movement,
check.
or he just
I
thought
think
it was
it's a
funny.
joke. I think it's a joke because I don't think Rick's out. I think Rick's still in there, and the Szechuan sauce is actually a reference. It's just it's a tagline. It's just something to make fun of. But remember the last time when he was like, "Yeah, it's that right there. It's those math numbers right there. No, that made
Yeah.
that.
Nah,
no, it's that.
They're trying to
think it's
get us
another
all.
thing.
They're trying to get everybody between the ages of 36 and 20 to try to go into McDonald's and buy a $2.50 10-piece McNugget to get the Szechuan sauce
I don't
that they
believe
saw
that
on
for
their
a
favorite
second.
cartoon
No,
show.
no
I
one
think-
eats
We'll
McDonald's,
see
man.
if it comes in like
McDonald's
the next
is
2
not
weeks.
a brand that's doing
You
fucking
don't-
well, man.
Yeah, they're not doing well, but you don't think they're trying to advertise it? You don't
It's-
think they're trying to steer the ship?
It's too small
Not
a
to-
market compared to what they're going
Not-
after.
not to the people-
They'll catch a lot of small
The
markets.
people that
They
watch
just
Rick
gotta,
and Morty, the people that are fans of Rick and Morty, aren't really big fans of highly processed shit, garbage food being forced in front of them like that.
Yeah.
They would that would not bode well for
You know
the
how
Rick and
many
Morty
Szechuan
franchise.
sauce memes I've seen on my fucking newsfeed recently?
You know how many people are actually going out and buying chicken nuggets because of it? None.
Because they don't have the Szechuan
No,
sauce.
if the
but-
Szechuan sauce came out,
they-
I bet 90% of those people wouldn't bother. And
And
I
I
think
think-
McDonald's
I
is
think it would
smart
get-
enough to
No
know
one-
that.
I think it
people-
would get them in the restaurant once.
No.
I think they
Nobody
would
wants
make
to
a
go to
quick
fucking
few
McDonald's
million
anymore. It's
dollars,
garbage.
few billion,
I
whatever.
don't
Nobody wants
think-
that food anymore, especially not like in Denver. Do you think people in Denver would be rushing out to go to fucking
No,
goddamn
not really.
McDonald's?
I just think they're trying. I mean, this is a marketing campaign. There's
I don't-
unsuccessful marketing campaigns
Marketing for
all the
what?
time,
Like,
but
Who,
I think
who's-
that
like you
I
think
think this is-
McDonald's is gonna like pay Rick the guy like Dan Harmon a shitload of money to advertise on his stupid little
they
silly
paid
show?
for subliminal advertising during football games. You know, they're willing to try
a
some
football
crazy
game
shit.
is a much bigger audience, though. That's the thing. Adult
A
Swim.
viral market can be as big and as free as you want
You're
it to
sounding like the losers on Shark Tank that, and then all the big
be.
honcho
Where did
people.
Shark Tank come in on
No,
this?
Okay,
those
well-
are the people they're always talking about.
Like where do you
the
where,
big viral marketing.
but why?
I don't know.
Like
Well, I mean,
what do you have
that's
to
what I'm
substantiate
That's
that?
my whole point. Is I'm trying to say that they're trying to make a few quick bucks off of this. I don't know if this is a successful campaign or not. I just think that
Who's
this
gonna
is
make
them
money how?
attempting it.
Like are you thinking that
I'm thinking they're
are
trying
you, are
to
you
move some
saying,
chicken.
Are you saying that the creators of Rick and Morty went ahead and made it like put that Szechuan sauce in there and made that call out to McDonald's and everything else in the hopes that McDonald's would pay them?
No, I think McDonald's approached them. I think McDonald's sees the value in trying to capture a new market, and they see that
came to them and
millennials are very
said-
nostalgia
said-
driven.
Based on what? And
Yeah,
why
in
Szechuan sauce? Why
1996,
Mulan sauce? Something
yeah.
they did once
because
a long
there's
time
a,
ago.
because there's a new Mulan movie coming out.
When?
I think it's later this year.
I don't know if it's later this year. I
Never
think.
heard of that shit.
I don't
mean,
even
the
think
Great
it's got
Wall just
casting.
came out.
Oh, it doesn't have a cast.
I don't think it's even got a cast.
I had heard that there was like a remake, like a Mulan remake. that
Yeah,
was going on.
they're doing live action versions of a lot of their movies, but it's only been announced. I don't even think it's cast yet or shot or anything.
Yeah, but
Like,
I
that's
mean,
so far off. Like they
yeah,
do
that's
stuff
gonna
like
be like at
like
least
it's
a year
the
out.
year
I
to
mean,
now.
they're trying.
2
It
years.
takes a while to build a viral marketing campaign sometimes, though.
but you,
They
you
might
don't
be
do it that
trying to-
far out.
They're
Like,
trying. I think.
And
they're
then
trying
when
to
you get a
to
viral marketing campaign, it disappears so quickly.
like the Mulan movie haven't even been like if they don't even have casting yet, it might not even happen. They wouldn't start to
Yeah.
do
I
something.
bet it
for no
happens.
I
reason.
think.
but-
I think they're priming us. I think there's going to be Szechuan sauce at McDonald's. It's going to be correspond with the Mulan release. And I think you guys are going to be eating crow, and my prediction is going to be on the internet on a recording, and I'm going to be, I'm going to be flapping my gums all the time when I'm proven right.
Just
Just
because
mark
they
my words.
reintroduced the
Nah, you just
Szechuan
wait.
sauce.
You just wait.
So what are
If
your
you're
conditions
right,
for
then that
victory?
means one of the greatest anarchist, true egoist show I've ever seen. Just the best fucking
Get
in
more
your
into
face
Adventure
comedy.
Time.
Then, well, okay, one that wasn't made for children. You're telling me that it's sold out to McDonald's for some fucking sauce to a
I
viral
think there-
marketing campaign for fucking Mulan.
I think there's nothing
they're
in
literally-
traditional media that's unable to be sold out to.
You mean they're
I
pushing
think
for Mulan in
I think everything in
Rick and
traditional
Morty.
media is advertiser driven, with very few other revenue streams to support current shows. So this is how they make their money. They did it by product placement. They're trying to do it by a much more elaborate means.
well, your prediction's out there now, and the
Mhm.
people are gonna hear your prediction. They're gonna laugh real fucking
Well,
hard.
what are your conditions for victory? Just them releasing the sauce with Mulan? Because I don't see that being proof that they were behind it.
It'd be interesting. I don't know what the conditions necessarily would be to prove that correct. I mean, a lot of times these things have whistleblowers. Maybe we'll see a whistleblower.
All right. So the bar is set at whistleblower for the time
That's
being.
one of the bars. But
All right.
Oh, good lord! I want to see tax returns. I want to see the payment. I want to see like the facts of like I want to not a fact. I want to see like a scanned copy and pictures of like all of the paperwork and the contracts.
But
This
part
shit
of
like
part of the show is all the cynicism, and Rick will do things just for a buck because of how cynical and jaded
Well,
he is.
I couldn't imagine somebody
I
and like
think-
an entire network allowing someone to base an entire show
I
off like their
think
advertising.
Dan Harmon.
I think
is-
that's just one of the things they can do. It's only one episode, Maybe that's
It's gonna be a thing. He said his whole motivation, this whole show, was getting that Szechuan sauce back.
Like the whole 9 next seasons, guaranteed 9 seasons, going to be all about that Szechuan sauce.
guaranteed
Well, he
schmearanteed.
said that's
They-
his
Well,
arc.
but that's
so
what he
Rick
said.
says all
So, like,
sorts of
okay,
things.
but
like,
they made
it's going
they
to be
set it
more
up.
than one episode, though.
like Morty was
even
supposed
if
to
he was
choose every
lying-
10th adventure according to
Even
something
if he
said
was
before.
lying, they're not gonna just drop it. And I think Dan Harmon is crazy enough that he's been thinking about this Szechuan sauce since 1996, and he was the only person on the planet that
Nah, I
liked
can
it and
believe
went
the
after it.
I could believe the
Because
guy
I'm going
just
through the
had
same thing with Sonic sauce. They
Mm.
had this signature sauce, and now it's gone, and I'm
Mm.
bummed out. It was just honey mustard and barbecue sauce, but I don't want to mix those together in my car.
That's true.
Oh, good Lord Almighty! All right, well, final thoughts. Let's start with you, Chris.
Everyone should watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you haven't watched any of it, 5 seasons. Do it between now and next episode.
Which is
Well, we're recording it in 15 minutes, and
okay. So watch Agents of Shield.
yeah,
Good call. I
All-
love it.
all my final thoughts are show plugs, but
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you watch a lot of shows.
I
That's your
do.
life. So like you're
I'm
a
a
show watching.
connoisseur.
Yeah. You're a show connoisseur, especially if they're animated. All right, Dana, what do you got?
I think the Szechuan sauce is a conspiracy, and anybody who tells me I'm crazy, just listen to people who talk about fluoride.
Okay. Final thoughts. Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day. Like this podcast.
Those are going to be the final thoughts of your life, Maya. Smoke weed every day and like my podcast.
Well,
Those are just Maya's
smoke
background
weed every day
thoughts.
if it's agreeable to you and it's something that you want to smoke and
Yeah.
can smoke.
I mean, weed's not suited for everybody.
Yeah, but
It's
if
a
you
drug.
can, if I say that non-literally, like if you don't want to smoke weed, smoke something. Don't smoke, but partake in all of the
Have
joys
a good
of life.
vice.
That whole straight edge shit is dumb. It's dumb. Food is a drug, man. You don't think you feel high after you eat that fucking perfectly seared steak? You don't think that's a high? Fuck you. Your brain's going crazy, man.
It's just a drug we're addicted to.
Oh, baby. All right, folks. Stay tuned till fucking next week and we'll fucking do shit again. Okay?
All right.
All right.